Hi and welcome to Rainy Day Crafting. Okay, today, not a card. We're actually going to do some sewing. So, if you're a crafter, you probably know exactly what these are. These are these Sizzix Bigz, which I'm going to do this gingerbread man, okay? But I'm also going to get out one of my old Singer hand machines, which is lovely for sort of doing more precision. Anyway, with no ado, let's get on with it. So how it works is, if you don't know what they are, these are metal in here. So they cut through, and you only need your 2 plates with this, okay? So let's have a little look. So I'm going to do it in this brown. If you're literally new to now doing any sort of sewing or anything, I love sewing if I'm honest. Anyway, I'm popping. Can you see where as obviously be as cost effective with your felt as you can. Felt is really easy to work with. So if you've not done any sewing before, as far as I know, that'll be fine like that. So now, obviously, can you see there's the little eyes there? So we just need just a little bit. You just pop them all on there. These Sizzix Bigz will literally, I'll just put it all together in a moment, will cut through cardboard, I gather balsa wood and things. This is going to go over the little hearts, and there's obviously his little face there, just for easiness, so I don't want it to then not come up, but it will cut through more than one. Will that now do 2 there? I'm not sure. Let's just do it as 1 for now. Pop that on there. Oops. If you're doing like thin material, you can do quite a few layers, but the precision of this, how it cuts, is beautiful. Right, so now I need another pair of hands. But use my 2 plates. Use this one underneath. Pop that on there ready. And then what I'm going to do is just use an old bit of cornflake wrapper box. So now what I'm going to do is pop that like that. Whoops. You need 3 hands. Now you can do these all separately and just put it through. I'm just trying to do it to show you all in one go. So if I now just pop that on there, a bit of luck, that will hold them in place. Put that on top, and then all we do is so they're nice and level, run it through there. I'll probably just run it back again. It still cut your main plates, even probably with that cardboard on, but you'll see how well it cuts. Right, pop that out of the way because we don't need that now. So you've got a cardboard cutout as well, which is fine. Can you see how lovely these cut out? So here we have, I'm going to show you in a minute something I did earlier. So we've got that, we've got the 2 eyes, very easy to lose. Obviously we've got eyes, nose and mouth in cardboard as well. There's his mouth, and there should be, yep, oh, that one didn't cut very well. So anyway, with no ado, let's put out of the way. So just so you know, this is as a number 660176. I've bought a number of these. I've probably got about 50 different ones, and they are so universal for sewing, card making, all sorts. So anyway, that's that. Let's move these out of the way. Now what I'm then going to show you, put these out of the way. Can you see though how that cut through? Let's move this out of the way, clear my spot. And just, oops, that just dropped. I'm going to put this on here, but I'll show you what I'm doing first. To have my 1900 Singer shuttle sewing machine, wonderful. But let's carry on doing what I'm doing. I might have to move that out of the way for a second or two because it's in the way probably. Right, so with these, let's just move that out of the way. Yeah, that felt, but you can do it out of material or whatever. And what I did, more so in lockdown, for my granddaughter who's coming up to 6 now, I made loads of these because we bought her one of those shops, and I just thought, you know, yes, you can buy all the little packages and plastic stuff that come with it, but I just think, well, actually, things like this, you know, they last for ages. And because this material, you can wash them, which is all good in this day and age, all the bugs. So basically then, I would then stitch these. You can glue them on like that. There's his face. And then there basically would be stitched on. Like I say, you could just glue them, but basically if you stitch them, they're not going to come off, are they? So here's one I did earlier. But what I want to show you, because you know me, I love to give you a few tips. So you need, obviously you're only doing the front, you won't be doing the back. Can you sort of see the stitching is lovely, but they're tied off. But I just wanted to show you where I've stitched this. If you then, yeah, turn it over, because obviously you've got all the cottons, turn it over and then basically just pull. I don't know how well you can see, but there's a little loop there. I'll try and hold it as close as I can, which has created a loop. You then pull that through, because you need to tie them off, because if you just snip off, you can get away with snipping that one off, which I'm going to do. But if you then tie them off, they're very unlikely to actually come off. So there we go. Couple of knots. If you're new to sewing, honestly, you know, everyone have to start somewhere. And if you haven't got a machine, I've got electric machines and I've got treadle singer machines. Love them, and use them quite a bit really. But very good generally for the precision. Which if you were now doing an electric machine with that would be, you'd be quite hard pushed to do it, and that would just whiz everywhere. But obviously the other way is do it by hand, which is absolutely fine, isn't it? So now, imagine we just now sewed that, which I've just done. I've shown you that little, hang on, take this off too, that little technique for getting rid of the edges. Then what we're going to do is pin this in different places. Yeah, hang on, it's probably best just, because it's not going to go away, because with felt, it doesn't move that much, which is, so like I say, if you're new to sewing in any way, it's really quite good for that very reason. It's just a bit of a big one. A couple of these in the middle, because they won't get in your way. Yeah, and then I'm going to show you this. I'm going to do it, I have to do it in real time, but this is why I'd obviously already got some done earlier. Hopefully this is in the right place that you can see, okay? So then wherever you start, but you'll have to leave an opening for stuffing purposes, okay? Down with the foot. Always have your cottons to the back, and then off we go, just round the edge. If you've got a sewing machine that zigzag, you could just literally do zigzag. Isn't that noise of this? When you think 100 or so, well, this one's 123 years old, because this one's 1900. And you know how old they are by, there's a code on the side. This is an M23567. You can look it up. But the stitching, I just think, oh, the history of it all. Many of you might know as well, I'm psychic, and I just think, oh, to be able to speak to the people that have used these and things, great stuff. So, can you see how you can really get a nice precision of where it's going? It's a small thing, hence I'm doing it in real time, because I have no idea how to fast forward and voice over. And although my daughter is suggesting only today, saying, Mum, you need to be able to know how to do that anyway. Can you see how you can turn this round? I made, in lockdown, a quilt for my daughter with a really sort of big saying on it. Lots of it, dear daughter, whenever, you know, whenever you're feeling whatever. And I think something like 360 letters, I believe. It was a work of love, but arguably she'll probably keep it for practically ever, won't she? And I stitched them all and tied every letter off with one of these machines, actually. And every time she used to ring me up, she said, what are you doing? I said, oh, not a lot, just sort of fiddling my cards, doing a little bit of sewing, which I do lots. So, and then when she realised what I'd done, well, the tears rolled, I tell you. I was very chuffed with it too, I won't deny. Right, bear with me. See, obviously I'm doing this and going to fill this slightly. You can make banners. What I want to show you in a minute, I'll just try and do it before I forget to say what I want to say. You know, if you have, you know, if you don't go out and buy one of these, I bought mine off eBay, I believe, when you bid for it. Not a bad price, but it is useful. But failing that, it's not a bad shape. You can actually cut out yourself anyway, can't you? So, oh, she's on there. Nearly there. You know what, I don't think you'd buy anything nowadays, would you, that would then still be going strong 170 years later. And basically, you can pick these up for sort of £30. I've actually got about 7 hand ones and 2 treadles. Whoops. So, can you see how beautifully it's stitched? Yeah, left a little bit open there. So I'll take my pins out. Let me just move this out of the way, because what I'm going to show you a bit of sort of finish the rest. So then I've just got some stuff in here. Oh, you can probably hear my dogs in the background. Just to stuff it out a little bit. I don't want it huge. There's sort of no easy way to do this, really. I'm just putting some of this. This is actually some wadding from when I've made placemats, which I'll maybe do some placemats on here at some point. But my channel, being Rainy Day Crafting, if you read back on what I sort of said originally, was always going to be potentially other sort of crafts as well. So anyway, hope you're enjoying. Leave me a comment. This is going to take longer than you think. I probably should have now done another one and said, and this is one I've done earlier. I don't want it necessarily overly stuffed. There. I'll be as quick as I can. I don't know how long I've been on here now, because I like to do these in not ridiculous amounts of time, because, you know, we all have busy lives, don't we? Anyway, this is, you get the gist of it, which means you can then put scraps. But although I'm doing it in felt, which is very easy to then sew with, you know, if you've got scrap materials, these little fat quarters you can buy. Anyway, all I've then got to do, which I won't get my machine out and now do, is then I'll put a bit more stuffing in there. Hang on, just do a little bit more. But like I say, I made a load of these and all different things to put in my granddaughter's shop, and she loved them. So, and you got to think, it's priceless too, isn't it? You know, because there's lots of love gone into it as well. Anyway, I'll have to, rather than keep this running for ages and ages and ages, you get the gist of what it's all about. And but I mean, look at that stitching from such an old machine. Really, really beautiful. Anyway, I put a little bit more of that. So till the next time, hope you enjoyed. Leave me a comment and see you soon.